you are who you are and you a bad bitch. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you probably could see from the title, it's a little story time of my coming out journey and my story. And I'm calling this a journey because like it was a long process for me to accept myself and come out to my friends, come out to my parents, and then like finally come out to my family. So before I start, I just want to say this is my story and I'm in no way trying to say this is how it is for everybody, because this was my experience. This is how it went for me and how I felt. And for everybody, it's totally different. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's way harder. And I know a lot of people have a way harder time than I did. So I'm not trying to say this is how it is for everybody. And I'm just trying to share my experience with you guys on my journey into coming out and finally accepting who I am. Before we begin this video, I would love it if you guys were to subscribe right now, give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and give me a couple comments on anything. You can comment on anything, ask me questions if you want me to clarify on anything, because sometimes I really suck at storytelling. So comment if you have any questions, if I said anything that's like kind of confusing or like questionable, like just ask me, because sometimes when I say something, it's not how I meant to say it in my mind. So like sometimes I really need to like clarify stuff. Remember to subscribe, like, and share, and let's get into the video. Okay, so where I want to start this journey is like when I was a child, and like from me looking back now, like those clues or like things that solidified or like kind of indicated like that I was gay. So a couple things for me that I remember is like I definitely remember like, okay, preface, like I don't think toys have a gender. Like if your kid wants to play with a doll and he's a boy, like let him play with a doll. Does not mean he's gonna be gay. Does not mean that at all. Like just let your child be happy. You know what I mean? If they want to play with a doll, let them play with a doll. If your girl wants to play with guns, let her play with guns. Don't mean she gonna, like, that's just like, I don't believe in that. Like a toy's a toy is a toy. If it makes the kid happy, it makes the kid happy.
Period.
I love playing with toys in general, but like I noticed like I was the only boy in my family to play with dolls sometimes. Like with my one cousin, like I would play with her dolls, and like I used to love painting her nails. Like low-key I would want to get my nails painted, but like, you know, like you can't do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're a boy, like you can't paint your nails. So like I just used to love painting her nails. I used to know, like, I used to remember my parents used to get mad sometimes, like, that I was painting her nails, like, why are you doing that? Or I used to play with my mom's nail polish, like, oh my gosh, another thing. So, we used to play video games, right? And, like, I remember, like, no matter what, like, if the game was, like, where you get to pick a character, like, I was always picking the girl. Because, like, they was always bad bitches. Mortal Kombat, bad bitches.
Too easy.
Peach, Mario Kart, bad bitch. The fuck? Like, who wouldn't want to be Peach, or who wouldn't want to be those girls? Like, I was always picking the girls, and I noticed that I just like, they were just bad bitches, you know what I mean? Most of my family, like the cousins and whatnot, are mostly guys, so like I just always found myself being with my girl cousins, like no matter what. Like I always felt more comfortable around my girl cousins. I talked to my girl cousins more. I just loved being around like the girls, even with my family and my aunts and my grandmas. Like I love being with my aunts. I love being with the women. Like, you know what I mean? Like just where I felt more comfortable. And I know like that's like not the same for everybody, but that's just what it was for me. I remember my parents telling me a lot during that time, like, don't do this, don't do that. That's what girls do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do this because that's what a girl does. Don't talk like this because that's what a girl says or sounds like. You know what I mean? And I feel like my parents used to tell me this a lot because at that moment in time, I didn't know what gay was. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I feel like the easiest way for my parents to say, like, don't act gay, quote unquote, like, you know what I mean, is to say, don't do that, that's what a girl does. So, like, from the jump, like, my parents were, like, I wouldn't say, like, they were mean about it. They weren't, like, bad about it. They would just tell me, like, hey, don't do that. Like, it was very simple, plain and simple. Like, it wasn't, like, to be, like, hurtful, I don't think. It was just more so, like, okay, act like this. Like, so moving on into, like, you know, more into my youth, I started looking things up more, you know what I mean? Like, you start developing those, like, thoughts in your head, like, when you're a child, like, okay, like, I wanna, like, look stuff up. And, like, this is when Google and YouTube were big, so I used to be looking up everything. I used to look up literal penis when I was little. Like, when I was little, I used to, like, go on the family computer, look up penis, look up, like, dumb shit. Like, I don't even know, like... Oh my gosh, this one time I remember I looked up pee-pee hole. Like, why? Like, why? Why do I want to look up pee-pee hole? But I don't know, like, 6-year-old me, 7-year-old me wants to see pee-pee hole, I guess. Like, that's what I wanted to see. Like... And it's just funny because then that progressed into, like, me searching up eventually when I got a little older, like 10 or whatever. Oh, 2 boys kissing on YouTube, or guys kissing, or like whatever, like stuff like that. And then eventually, like 5th, 6th grade, I think that's when, like, I found gay porn. That's when I was like, okay, like, gay, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, I'm into that. Like, this is like, I like, that's it. Like, that's what I like, that's me. Like, as I, like, went to middle school and all this, like, I would tell myself shit like, you're just a straight guy who likes looking at this stuff. Like, it's fine. It's literally fine. Like, that's what people do. They look at this stuff. You're just curious. Like, you're straight still. You're straight, knowing damn well all I wanted was a boyfriend. All I wanted was to kiss a boy. All I wanted was to, like, you know, like, I'm gay. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, I cannot. Because, like, who could be gay? Like, you know what I mean? If you heard a rumor about yourself, like, oh, so-and-so is saying you're gay, oh, it's going around you're gay, like, I would cry. Not cry, but, like, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, no, I'm not. Like, oh, I would get so mad. And it's like, only people who get mad about being called gay, like, the only people who get fucking mad over that shit is when you get called gay and you're in the closet. And I hated being called gay, even though I was. Like, I just hated it because I didn't want people to know that. Like, I didn't want to be made fun of. And I was already an insecure kid, like, growing up. Like, I was chubby. Like, I was not the cutest boy in the school. Like, you know what I mean? I was chubby. I had bad acne. I had horrible teeth. Like, I was just a mess. So, like, being on top of that called gay, like, no, I don't need that. I did not need that for myself. Also, during this time, my parents are still very... like, not against it, but, like, there's still things that, like, okay, like, yeah, I cannot come out. Like, there's things like, oh, absolutely not. Like, my dad, he's a manly man. Like, he's a very, like, masculine, manly man. And, like, he used to be calling people, you know, the not nice word for gay people that starts with an F. You know what I mean? Like, he used to say that to hurt someone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're calling someone that word to hurt them. Like, clearly, like, you don't think being gay is okay if you're using that word to hurt somebody. You know what I mean? You're a homo. Like, he would say that a lot. You're a homo. Stop acting like a homo. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, he clearly had his views on what he felt about gay people. So I was like, absolutely not. I'm not coming out. Absolutely not. My mom, and, like, she would, like, she was very big on, like, you need to act this way. Like, I asked her to get my ears pierced when I was, like, in middle school or high school. She's like, don't do that. That's gay. So at this point in my life, absolutely not. I'm not coming out. During this time, 5th through 8th grade, like, this time was a really hard time for me, and I just remember really hating myself. Like, I hated myself. I hated myself to the core because I just didn't look good, first of all, to me. Like, I'm a very insecure person. Did not look good, did not feel good. Now I'm fighting with the fact that I am gay, but I just don't want to accept that. Like, it's just a very depressing and hard time for myself, and I truly hated myself. And then finally, like, I started to lose weight. I took medicine for my face. Like, my acne started clearing up. I got braces, fixed my teeth. I got a bag and fixed my teeth.
Period.
That part of me that I was starting to, like, that I was really, like, hating, like, those parts that I really hated were starting to, you know, okay, like, you're evolving. Like, this is, like, you're starting to feel better about yourself, but you're still battling with the fact that you hate yourself because you're gay. You know what I mean? High school, so like I'm still not claiming that freshman year. And so like a very big turning point for me to accept myself my freshman year is I was at track practice, and my one coach, she pulls me aside. She wants like one-on-one practicing, whatever. She wants to do one-on-one with me, like whatever, cool. It was normal, I guess, like whatever. I didn't think nothing of it, because like, okay, like let's just practice one-on-one. We're practicing, and this bitch is gonna be like, so like I heard you and like this other girl talking, so like you think that boy's cute or something like that, like. And I remember the conversation we had. It was basically this girl thought this other boy was cute. I didn't think no boy was cute. This girl was telling me how she thought this boy was cute. I was like, oh, yeah. It was at a track meet, and I guess the coach overheard. So she came at me and thought I was trying to say that boy was cute. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I have no clue what you're talking about. She was like, yeah, you're gay. I got so mad. Like, she was trying to, like, force me to tell her that I'm gay. And, like, that's not, I don't ever think you should do that to someone, like try to force it out of them, like say you're gay, like that's what she was trying to do basically. She was like, you're gay, it's okay, just say it, like that's what she was saying, like you're gay, it's okay. But like me, like I'm barely accepting myself, like you know what I mean? Yeah, like I be talking to like guys online or whatever, but like I was still saying like I'm straight. I just am like, I don't even know what that is, like you know what I mean? Like I'm just saying that. So, like, she's like, you're gay. Like, just say it. You're gay. And I started getting mad. I was like, you don't know what you're talking about, basically. And, like, shut the up. But I didn't tell her to shut the up. But I should have in the moment, because I, like, even thinking about it back now, it makes me so fucking mad. She was like, you're gay. And I was just like, goodbye. So I left. And then, like, that shit, like, really made me think, like, dang, like, why am I so mad? Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's not wrong. Like, I am gay. But, like, obviously I know I'm mad. Like, I'm mad because, like, the way she went about it. Unless I'm ready to come to you and tell you, this is my truth, like, until I'm ready to tell you that I've accepted myself and, like, you could already know it, just be supportive. Like, don't try to, like, force somebody to tell them when they're not ready. Like, that's not right. I was just like, what the f***? Leading up to my sophomore year, the summer, like, I just, like, you know what? I am gay. So, like, I just need to accept that, like. So, like, I started, you know, talking to guys more, and, like, I started doing this, and I started doing that. And then finally, sophomore year, like, the fall or winter, I came out to my friends, and it was very, like, cute. Like, of course, they supported me. My one friend, Brianna, I remember I told her over text, and I was texting her about it. And then it was all love and support. I told my friends, Kaylin and Morgan, literally 7 o'clock in the morning, right before school started, in the events lobby, like, I told them, and of course it was all love and support. And for me, that was like a big, like, a relief, you know what I mean? Like, okay, my friends are cool. So now I need to tell, like, my 2 cousins that I'm really close with, Tori and Carmen. So, like, I remember telling Tori because I was in the shower, and I was texting on my little iPod, like, and we're having this conversation, and basically we were talking about, like, having attraction to, like, the same sex or something, or, like, opposite sex, or, like, I was like, I basically remember saying something like, I think, like, I'm attracted to like, you know, guys, basically. That's basically, it was, like, along those lines. And she was like, oh, really, no way. Me too. Well, not guys, girls, but you know what I mean. So, like, gay, love, like, it was just cute, like, a cute little moment, like, both telling each other. So, like, that was, like, perfect, like, like, gay love, you know? Gay support.
Imagination.
Anyways, and then my one cousin, Carmen, I remember telling her, I think we were going to our grandmother's, and, like, I was just like, hey, bitch, I like guys. And she was like, go ahead, I should. All love and support. Like, everybody I told, it was just all love and support. You know what I mean? And then my best friend, Ellie, I didn't meet her until, like, my junior year. So, like, I didn't tell her until my junior year. I actually don't even remember telling her. I feel like it was just very, like, it was just very, like, mutual understanding. But then that, too, like, all love and support, up until this day, everybody, like, mentioned in that whole little snippet, like, all love and support, like, literally. So, like, I'm good now. Like, I'm very content. Through the rest of my years of high school, like, I wasn't against telling people. Like, if somebody came up to me and asked me, hey, are you gay? I'd be like, yeah. I like controlling who knows my business, basically. So like if people came up to me, I have no issue telling you I'm gay because I am gay. I'm proud of that. Like that's who I am. Like, you know what I mean? I finally accepted myself. I feel good. Like my friends support me. I have a good support group. Like I don't need to, like, if I tell you I'm gay and you're like, that's disgusting, I'd be like, good for you. Like I already have, like, I don't need your support. Like I already have who I need in my life. You know what I mean? So that's that. Fast forward, I go to college and I'm like, time to live it up. You know what I mean? I lived in this house. I felt very confined. I could not do what I wanted to do. I didn't go out. I didn't do anything. Like I never did anything when I lived home. So I'm like, college, here's my time to live. I started talking to guys more, you know, dating apps, whatever. Just talking to guys, going dates more. And then I started dating a guy. It was like maybe October or November. October, I think. Or November. I don't remember. One of those. And I was like, you know what? It's just time to tell my parents, like, I'm dating someone. I already told my friends. Everybody supports me. Like, everybody who does know supports me. I have a lot of love. So, like, why not just tell my parents now? Like, I'm at college. If it goes bad, I just go back to college and stay there. Simple. Like, I don't have to come home. I don't have to see them. I can figure it out for winter break. So, I remember I went home for I went home for some reason. I don't remember. It was like, I don't remember. But basically I went home and my mom was going to drive me back because I had class. So I was like, I just have to do it. I have to do it. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So we're in the car. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I remember we were up the street, like literally right there. And I was like, well, I have to tell you something. And like, I was like, well, I'm seeing someone. And she was like, okay. And I was like, okay, like, okay. And then she's like, oh, this lady, this, my mom is annoying. My mom's so annoying. She was like, well, what's his name? And I was like, because I never told her it was a guy. I just told her I was seeing someone. And she said, what's his name? And I was like, oh, okay, like, cool. You already know, like, it's a guy, and like, okay, like, I guess I don't have to come out technically. Like, this bitch already knew. She stole my thunder. Whatever. So, like, whatever. We talked about it. It was all good in games, whatever. And then finally we get to where we're going. She looks at me and she says, well, you need to tell your dad Sunday. I said, whoa. Wait a minute. Whoa. Whoa. What do you mean I need to tell him? Like, I just felt prepared to tell you. Like, and at this time, me and my dad don't talk. Literally, if we see each other, it's like we talk once, and that conversation is literally like from 30 seconds to like 5 minutes long. That's it. Like, we don't talk. So like, I just felt uncomfortable doing that. Like, I was not ready for that. I was not ready to do that. And she was like, well, you need to tell him. Because I was going home that Sunday to do something, I think laundry. And she was like, well, you need to tell him. Like, that's that. Like, Sunday, you're coming home, tell him. I was like, fuck no, baby. Okay. Like, I was shook, bitch. Like, so I had a few days to like prepare myself, but of course, like, that day it comes, like, you're just like, no gracias, no gracias. Like, I don't want to do it. No gracias. No, thank you. I'll just like not do it. But then, like, I was sitting in my room, I was laying down, literally laying down. I was like, I just have to do it. So my dad stays downstairs, so I go downstairs. And then, like, I chicken out. And, like, we keep our water downstairs. So, like, and our, like, drinks and juice, whatever. So, I just went to I just pretended I was getting a drink. And then I went back upstairs. And I did it again. Like, an hour later, I came back down. And I was like, I can't do it. So, I got another drink. And I went back upstairs. And I was like, no. Do it. So, I went down there. And I was standing there for a minute. I was just, like, preparing myself. And my dad, he was like, what are you doing? I was like, okay, this is it. Like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna really do it. So I go sit down on a chair. He's over there. He's like over there. And I'm like, well, I have to talk to you. I have to tell you something. He's like, okay, what? Like, what do you have to say? Like, just say it. Like, okay. So, like, I was just like, okay. I remember how I did this. Like, thinking about this right now gives me mad anxiety because, like, I had so much anxiety when I did this. So, like, I was sitting there, and I was like, okay, I have to tell you something, and you're just gonna have to bear with me because I'm not good talking about these things, and, like, I don't like doing these things. And basically, I was just like, I'm gay. I'm gay. I am a homosexual. And he was like, This man. Both my parents could literally like steal my thunder and shit. Like I wanted a big, like I had in my head, I love to think of scenarios. I'd be thinking of scenarios and like I envision like things going a certain way in my head. So I envision like a big, like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I just imagine it being big. And this man looks at me and says, okay. I was like, okay. After I tell my parents, after it's like we talk about it, all of them, and the vibes are cool, the vibes are good, I get told that they told everybody in my family. They called everybody up. They called everybody. Oh my gosh, this made me so mad. Like, it makes me even mad to this day. They called everybody, and they told my whole family I was gay. They told me that I came out to them, and they told them I was gay. And I was pissed. I was mad. I did not talk to my parents for a minute after that. Like, maybe like a week for my mom, and probably never for my dad. But I was pissed because I only came out to them. Like, I was not ready to come out to my whole family yet. Like, I'm still like, it's a lot, like coming out to your grandparents, to your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, like everybody. Like, that's a lot. Like, I was not ready for that. I was only ready for my parents, and then eventually like baby steps. Like, no, they went and called everybody up and told my business, and I hate that. This is not your business to be parading around. Like, and they were like, oh, I thought it would just be easier for you if we just told everyone. Low-key, yes, it did make my life easy. I didn't have to go through all that anxiety of telling people. But, like, it's not their story to tell. You know what I mean? Like, this is not for them to tell. This is not for nobody to tell except me. And I just did not appreciate them telling my business like that. I'm going to walk into a family function and people know my business. I don't like people knowing my business. Like, if I didn't tell you, you don't need to know. Like, you should not know. And I'm going to walk into that family function and everybody's going to be like, oh, he's gay. Like, oh, you're gay. Like, I don't need to be walked up to and be like, so, like it happened to me. It happened to me. This is so bad. It happened at a funeral. And my uncle, he walks up to me. He comes up to me. He was like, ha, gay, right? So you're gay. Like, it's all good. Like, it's all good. I'm down with that. Like, you're gay. Like, it's all good. And I was just, like, uncomfortable. Like, that's what I did not want. It was people coming up to me like, so gay. Like, yes. Literally, yeah. Like, I am. Like, yes. He's like, I'm down with that. And I just remember, I think about it and I remember the whole scenario. I'm just like, that's so fucking, like, goodbye. But, like, I guess me and my family are cool now. Like, it's been 2 years almost since I've came out, and since they've known, almost 2 years, literally. So, like, by now, if, like, they feel some type of way, it's not really present. Like, I don't really see my family that much. I'm not really close with my family. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hopefully this story made sense. I hope it was interesting, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy this video, I would very much appreciate if you liked it, if you left a comment, and remember to subscribe and to share. And remember, your butt is still little and will never be as big as mine.